Hello there, this is Peter Knego for Midship Cinema. I want to say hi to my dear friend Madge Bailey. I hope she's doing well, and I want to welcome you to the latest Sailing Day video, which takes place in Vancouver, one of my favorite places, in 1995 with a trio of very interesting ships. Hope you enjoy. In August of 1995, I headed to Britannia Beach in the Vancouver region to visit the laid-up Prince George of 1948. Meanwhile, in Vancouver Harbor, Regency Cruises Regent Star, originally the Holland America Line S.S. Rotterdam of 1957, was undergoing repairs in a North Vancouver shipyard in the distance beyond her former fleetmate Rotterdam, which was berthed at Canada Place West. And at Canada Place East, the SS Universe was preparing to sail. We would soon head to Stanley Park to capture her passage under the Lions Gate Bridge. Built as a C4 freighter Badger Mariner in 1953 for the U.S. Maritime Commission, the Universe had a long and varied career. In 1957, she was bought by American Banner Lines and converted into the all-tourist class Atlantic. To comply with regulations, the Atlantic carried a token 40 passengers in first class, but the rest of her complement of 900 passengers were in tourist. In June of 1958, she made her maiden voyage from New York to Antwerp and Amsterdam, but the jumbo jet quickly displaced her. After only a year in service, she was sold to American Export Lines and given a slight upgrade while still retaining her name. In 1960, the Atlantic became all one class, but by 1967, she was laid up. In 1971, she was purchased by Orient Overseas Line to replace the burnout Seawise University, the former Queen Elizabeth. As the Universe campus, she alternated duties as a floating college and summertime budget cruising. In 1976, her name was amended to Universe, and in her latter years, she spent summers cruising Alaska for World Explorer Cruises. Months after this footage was shot, the still pristine ship sailed to Alang, India, where she was broken up for scrap. Next up was the SEASPAN Chinook, a 1943-built tug that sadly sank in 2008 at Britannia Beach. In August of 1995, Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas was just a few months old. The 69,000-ton, 2,074-passenger ship was not only one of the newest, but was one of the largest ships in the world. By modern standards, the Legend and her twin Splendor were relatively attractive and were the first of 3 sets of twin Vision-class ships built by Chantier de l'Atlantique. Both ships have since been modified with stern sponsons. In 2016, Royal Caribbean sold the Legend to UK-based Thomson Cruises, who renamed her TUI Discovery 2, not a name that rolls trippingly off the tongue. She is now, as of 2022, called Marella Discovery 2. Framed by a snow-capped Mount Baker, the last and grandest ship of the afternoon began her departure. Holland America Line's SS Rotterdam is one of the most beloved and successful ships to have plied the 7 seas. Launched by Queen Juliana in 1958, the 38,000 gross ton, 1,500-passenger ship entered service in 1959 as a dual-purpose 2-class transatlantic liner and a single-class cruise ship. The Rotterdam catered to her loyal following of cruisers until 1997, when the Carnival Corporation-owned Holland America sold her to Premier Cruises, who renamed her Rembrandt. In 2000, after Premier Cruises went bankrupt, the Rembrandt was laid up at Freeport. While most of her fleet mates ended up being sold to Indian shipbreakers, Rembrandt was purchased in 2003 by her builders, the Rotterdam Dry Dock Company, who sent her to Europe for restoration into a floating hotel, museum, and conference center. Despite many complications and escalating costs, the Rotterdam returned to her namesake port, where she was opened to the public in 2010. In 2013, she was sold to Westcourt Hotels and is now enjoying much-deserved popularity and success well into her 63rd year. Well, if you've gotten this far, you know what to do next. Please don't forget to hit like, and please, please, please subscribe. Thank you.